What's up, everybody? It's your boy Joshua Edwards, live from Brooklyn, New York. This is Panthers Pride Television. Me and my homeboy, I actually got two of them, man. We got our own little group chat. We have been talking about some things that we think our team needs in order to take that next step. Now, one of them is a Commanders fan. He's looking like he's popping his biggest ish right now, for lack of better words. They found the quarterback. Their defense can get younger at certain positions, and obviously they took Frankie Louvu and they acquired Bobby Wagner. And then another one of my homeboys, an Indianapolis Colts fan, they just kind of need to do an eternal searching of what they are looking for at the quarterback position, etc. But it got me thinking about my team. What do the Carolina Panthers need in order to succeed moving forward? And to me, I think it was pretty evident, man. I think we need to revamp our linebacker core, man. Obviously, the defensive line and secondary is some issue, but I'm talking about instant success on the defensive side. We saw when we had Luke Kuechly and Thomas Davis, it instantly transformed our defense to a top 7, top 10 defense at the time, and eventually moved up, obviously, into the top 3 categories defensively. And currently speaking, we got a bunch of no-names. Like Josie Jules was supposed to be a guy for us that we acquired from the Denver Broncos, but he has turned out to be a dud. And especially the last 2 weeks of the NFL season against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, against the Atlanta Falcons. Those two teams put up over 1,000 total yards on us, over 78 total points on us. And I think it's time to move on from Shaq Thompson. Now, Shaq Thompson has not played this full season, but in the last 2 seasons, he's missed a total of 28 games. He's only played 4 games this season before he eventually tore his Achilles injury against the Cincinnati Bengals. The year before, he had 2 games that he played before he ended up fracturing his fibula. And he's age 30 with the $4.4 million cap hit. And in those 2 seasons, these past 2 seasons, he's only amassed 43 total tackles. Now, what usually happens when an older guy tears his Achilles, he does not get better with age. Now, if he was younger, if he was in his early 20s, I might be able to work with him. But once you tear your Achilles at a position that causes you to change direction left and right, that causes you to initiate and take on blocks and then get rid of offensive linemen who outweigh you significantly, it's time to move on. We saw it with Kirk Cousins this year. He was a shell of himself. I am terrified about Shaq Thompson coming back from an Achilles injury. At the age of 30, and he's only played 6 games the past 2 seasons, and he's missed a total of 28 games. It's not a good look. It's not a good look, especially when you have some young talent on the offensive side. You have a Derek Brown who is going to be right in front of you. Shaq Thompson, are you going to be able to fill the gap? 43 tackles, $4.4 million cap hit. It's okay to move on sometimes. It is okay to have a change of scenery. It's okay to have a relocation. It's okay to move on from a guy that you drafted first round. He might be a guy somewhere else, but he's no longer can be a guy with the Carolina Panthers. I think it's time for us to move on from Shaq Thompson. We can eat a $4 million cap hit, man, especially where we're trying to go. We need a T. Higgins. We need some more defensive help, especially on the back end this offseason, man. So, Shaq Thompson, man, I love you. From a fan standpoint, man, you have been extremely vital, especially in the late 2015s, late 2010s. You have been extremely vital for the growth and development of this defense. But I think right now, man, Shaq Thompson, I just can't take it anymore, man. It's okay to move on, and that's just what I believe that we're going to do. So there has been some more interesting details or rumors that I have seen from Sports Illustrated Matthew Schmidt. Sorry if I butchered your name. Matthew Schmidt says that the Carolina Panthers need to acquire Quinton Johnson. What the hell is he talking about? At some point, some guys just need to turn on the tape. Why would we go out and acquire Quinton Johnson? He is a Jag. What a Jag is just another guy. Former first-round pick. He went before Zay Flowers. He went before the Jordan Addison. No, he didn't come out the same draft. Yeah, he went before Jordan Addison. He went before Puka Nacua. This past season, he had 711 yards, 55 receptions, 8 touchdowns, and he played 15 games. Now, when you stack this up to Adam Thielen missed 7 games and almost outpaced him in every statistical category. If Adam Thielen plays 17 games, he's going to have more yards. If he plays 15 games, he's going to have more yards, more receptions, more touchdowns. And he's 35. Quinton Johnson is a young guy. He is just a Jag. I'm sorry, man. It's the thing with these TCU receivers. Quinton Johnson, Jalen Reagor. I'm not a fan of them, man. Kind of the same thing about USC receivers, but they kind of grown on to me. The Amon-Ra St. Browns, the Michael Pittmans. But there's certain schools that I just would not draft a guy at receiver from. And it's TCU, Texas Christian University, Quinton Johnson, 711 yards, 55 receptions, 8 touchdowns, and you played 15 games. You were supposed to be the number 1 for the Los Angeles Chargers. That's why they traded Keenan Allen. That's why they got rid of Michael Williams. Because of you. Do I want us to get him? Hell no. Potential trade target? No. The only way I would pick up a Quinton Johnson if it was for a 7th rounder. He is a Jag, man. I don't want him on the other side of Jalen Coker. I don't want him on the other side of Xavier Legette. Legette already struggles as it is catching the ball and actually producing on the field. But then you put this guy on the opposite side, he can't get open. He has a hard time focusing when he's hand fighting and the ball is right on him. And I know Bryce Young is going to put the ball in positions where it's going to be on him. He has a great quarterback in Justin Herbert. But this dude, us trade for him? Hell no. Quinton Johnson. Man, I used to have a segment back in the day. Ew! He would be the ew of the day. Like, I don't want Quinton Johnson anywhere near the Carolina Panthers organization, man. And if they are smart, I know that we're not going to especially give up some draft capital for him. The only way that we would give up anything for him is a 7th or a 6th round pick. He has been that bad. He's been such a disappointment. And if you read Matthew Schmidt, his entire segment on Sports Illustrated, his article, he was detailing how he has been a disappointment in L.A. You think he's not going to be a disappointment in Carolina? No, sir, bro. I think that we just need to stay as far away from him as possible. I'm okay with the 35-year-old Adam Thielen. He's going to be 36 next year, and this might be his last year. I'm okay at this point in our career with him. Quinton Johnson, he's just a Jag. Let's stay away from him, and let's just keep it pushing. Now, there is one younger guy that I would be interested in trading for, Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson is an instant upgrade and a far cry from Quinton Johnson. Now, we all know that Garrett Wilson at the end of the season had some stuff to say about the Jets organization and where they're moving forward and if he's going to be moving on. And this is a guy that I would trade for. Now, this right here is receiver 1 numbers. And Aaron Rodgers is, quote-unquote, a shell of himself. The offense for the Jets flat out stinks. And he was splitting targets with Devontae Adams. If you get Garrett Wilson on the Carolina Panthers, 1,104 yards, 101 receptions, 7 touchdowns, 17 games total play. He's had 1,000 yards each season that he has been in the National Football League. You pair him with the Bryce Young, instant success. An instant number 1 receiver. Would I trade for him? Absolutely. Now, it wouldn't be a first rounder this pick. It would probably be a first rounder in 2027, I'll say, 2028. Maybe a second rounder this year or second rounder in 2027 or multiple fourth-rounder picks. If you guys remember correctly, the Carolina Panthers got multiple fourth-round picks, four fourth-round picks if I'm not mistaken. That's the guy that I would trade for. A Quinton Johnson? Hell no. Garrett Wilson is everything that we look for in a receiver one. Now, I hate the damn sleeves on his jersey. I don't know where he thought this was some swag or fashion, especially at the receiver position. You need to get rid of this, man. You need to get rid of it, Garrett Wilson. But outside of that, I'll take him on my team any day. He's a dog. He got it all. And partnering him, Xavier Legette, Jalen Coker, Jatavion Sanders, Chuba Hubbard, eventually Jonathan Brooks. Now we're talking, Carolina. Now we're talking, man. So Quinton Johnson, hell no. Garrett Wilson, absolutely. And Shaq Thompson, it's time to move on, bro.